Well, this week, Pennsylvania's Democratic Senate nominee, Lieutenant Governor Jon Fetterman, agreed to debate his Republican opponent, Dr. Mehmet Oz, at the end of October. But for now, the two campaigns are still negotiating the details. Politics. Fetterman suffered a stroke earlier this year, but has since returned to the campaign trail and said he is recovering but ready to serve. New CBS News polling has Fetterman up 5 points on Mehmet Oz. For more on this important race, Jon Delano joins us now. He is the money and politics editor for our venerated CBS News station, KDKA in Pittsburgh. John, good to talk with you again. So they agreed on a debate.
Great to be with you.
Well, thank you, John. So they agreed on a debate, these warring candidates. My question for you as the man inside the state, I was just there yesterday, but you were our man on the ground. Will this debate actually happen in late October?
Well, everybody expects it to happen. It's now set for October 25th. It's going to be in Harrisburg. It's with a station over there that's part of a larger conglomerate that has lots of tiny little stations across Pennsylvania. And so they think it makes for a wider reach, as they say. But it's going to be live at 8 o'clock p.m. on October 25th. Jon Fetterman has agreed to that. He's agreed to a 60-minute debate. The Oz folks want 90 minutes. And they say that because closed captioning is going to be used for Lieutenant Governor Fetterman because of his stroke, the Oz campaign argues that's going to add more time between questions, and therefore they should have more time to debate because it's really equivalent 90 minutes to 60 minutes. You know, this is all part of the political back and forth, but it looks like this is going to happen. They've scheduled 2 practice sessions so that both candidates will be familiar with how closed captioning works. And the bottom line is, as far as anyone can tell, it's the only debate, although the Fetterman folks won't rule out something else. But at the moment, nobody thinks that's going to happen.
One debate. We always would like to see more as reporters, but so be it. We'll see if that one happens. John, new CBS News polling of Pennsylvania shows 57% of the state's Republicans think it's important for a candidate to debate versus only 30% of Democrats. What's at stake for each candidate at this point in the race with the debate, with this closing stretch?
Well, as you pointed out, our CBS Battle Tracker poll, Battleground poll, really is very, very interesting when it comes to this Senate race because there's so many negatives against Mehmet Oz. He lives, allegedly he hasn't lived in Pennsylvania long enough to be a U.S. senator. Folks will say, they'll say he's not genuine, he's not authentic. Majority of Republicans would rather somebody else, I think, was running. I mean, you get all this stuff about Mehmet Oz, and yet he's only 5 points behind Jon Fetterman. So a debate like this, in my view, Bob, becomes really important because it's an opportunity for Mehmet Oz to break beyond some of the negatives that are out there about him. For Jon Fetterman, he has to reassure people. Again, our CBS Battleground Tracker poll shows that a majority of people think Jon Fetterman is healthy enough to be a U.S. senator. And, that's a good news for him, but he's got to demonstrate it. And there's always a chance in a debate that his health becomes much more of a consequential. So I think there's a lot at stake in both candidates. And when it's down to one debate and it's right before an election, I'm not sure that's smart strategy, to be honest.
Our polling also underscores the importance of the economy in this election. 8 in 10 Pennsylvania voters say higher prices have made things difficult for them or even worse. And I spoke with Pennsylvania's Attorney General and Democratic gubernatorial nominee Josh Shapiro about this yesterday. Let's listen. How are you doing with those economic headwinds running for governor in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I've put forth a lot of plans on how we can cut the costs for Pennsylvanians. I've spoken a lot about the need to invest not just in workforce development, but also cutting taxes to be able to grow our businesses here in Pennsylvania.
What's your response, though, if a voter says to you on the campaign trail, Mr. Shapiro, Democrats hold a lot of power in Washington. I hold them responsible for inflation, high prices at the grocery store, high prices at the pump?
Bob, I focus on the needs of Washington County, Pennsylvania, not the words that come out of Washington, D.C. I am focused like a laser beam on the needs of Pennsylvanians, not listening to the nonsense coming out of Washington, D.C.
What do you make of that and how he's handling the economy?
Well, he's doing the right thing, I think, with respect to Washington, D.C. Washington County, which is just south of Pittsburgh, actually used to be a Democratic stronghold, now has Republican office holders. He's got to win counties like that, or at least hold his own in counties like that. I don't think for governor of Pennsylvania that the national issues are play as much, with the exception perhaps of the abortion issue. But I think generally speaking, he's focused, Josh Shapiro is, on some of his accomplishments as Attorney General. He's been an Attorney General that very much has been a consumer advocate. And there are lots of lawsuits that he's filed, often with other Democratic attorneys general across the country, in order to defend and protect individuals with respect to consumer rights. He's also negotiated a huge deal for Western Pennsylvania and parts of Central PA between Highmark Insurance and UPMC, a major health provider, that basically allowed people to use either institution for their health care. It was a big deal here in Western Pennsylvania. He's running ads promoting, again, what he's done. So I think as Attorney General, he has a record that he can point to, which is very, very different from Doug Mastriano, who has been a state senator for a very short period of time and basically has been an election denier and has focused very much on Donald Trump.
John, we're going to have to leave it there. Next time I'm in your area, you're going to have to show me Washington County. I expect a personal tour.
I'd love to do it. You know, there's a good casino and racetrack down there.
I think that's not going to help me with my expense report, John. We'll leave it there.
Not at all. Great to be with you, Bob. Have a good one.
Thank you.